The door opened, and that moment was like a cold knife cutting through Leslie's already fragile life. Standing before her was a woman with deep eyes, a trembling voice but heavy with an indefinable emotion, uttering words that anyone would remember forever. "Oh God, my dear child." No. In that moment, the whole world around Leslie seemed to stop, except for her heart pounding in her chest, and a chill ran down her spine as she recognized that face as hauntingly familiar. All the vague memories from her childhood flooded back. Stories she had heard about a mother who had died decades ago. Old photos, fragmented accounts that she had never dared to question. The woman before her bore all the hallmarks of Barbara, whom the Dupree clan believed had died in a tragic accident. But there was something so real and dangerous in her eyes, so dangerous, that no one could be quick to believe it. If this was the real Barbara, the questions were where she had been all this time, who had hidden or forced her to disappear, and why she had chosen this moment to appear. If she was an impersonator, the plan she had pursued must have been carefully planned, with the sole purpose of disrupting the already shaky balance of the Dupree clan. Her appearance was like a stone thrown into a calm pond, creating ripples that spread uncontrollably. Anita, the woman in power in the clan, would certainly see this as a threat that could not be ignored. Vernon, the patriarch of the family, will be confronted with the question of whether he had a secret relationship with Barbara and whether Leslie was the result of that affair. One confirmation and the entire Dupree power structure will be shaken. As Leslie stands frozen, her emotions both chaotic and urgent, eyes from behind the door begin to follow. They will not wait long to pounce, to question, and to control the situation to their advantage. Barbara, or her impersonator, brings not only stories from the past but also potentially deadly secrets. Secrets related to money, power, even crime. Every move she makes could be a calculated move to attack the weaknesses of each member of the family. Leslie knows that, from this moment on, her life will never be the same again, regardless of whether the woman is real or fake. Her appearance opens a door to a series of days filled with suspicion, betrayal, and long-buried truths that will gradually surface, threatening to tear apart all relationships and push the Dupree family into a fierce power struggle with no way back. These questions were like sharp knives that cut deep into the already fractured foundation of the Dupree family, because if one yes answer to any of the hypotheses was given, the entire image of strength and prestige that they had worked so hard to build would immediately collapse. Vernon, the man at the center of power and secrecy, had long maintained a calm and unshakable exterior, but did he ever know or feel deep down that Leslie was his flesh and blood? If it was true that he had once had a child with Barbara, and that child was Leslie, then the next question would be, why did he keep silent for so many years, letting her grow up without receiving recognition or protection from her biological father? Perhaps he himself was the victim of a carefully calculated deception. When Barbara mysteriously disappeared, leaving him to believe that she was dead along with any ties between them. But there is also the possibility that Barbara was the one who deliberately hid Leslie's existence as revenge, or to carry out a long-term plan to return at the right time to make Vernon lose everything. If Barbara and Vernon's relationship really existed in parallel with his marriage to Anita, then this is no longer just an extramarital affair, but a time bomb buried right in the heart of the family. Anita, a proud woman who always protected her status, would consider it the worst betrayal, a public humiliation if this secret were exposed. What is more dangerous is that, if Barbara is still alive and now returns with a clear identity, she may possess undeniable evidence of the past relationship, which Vernon cannot deny or try to erase. At that point, the story would no longer be a normal family suspicion but would turn into a shocking scandal, where every word, every photo, every piece of evidence could push Vernon into a corner, forcing him to choose between protecting the family or protecting himself. And in this game, Barbara could be both a wild card and the one holding the deck, ready to play the final card to change the entire power situation at Fairmont Crest. Barbara's appearance at the exact moment Devon set foot in Fairmont Crest could not be just a coincidence. The time gap between the two events was too close, enough to raise suspicions that there was an invisible hand arranging everything according to a carefully calculated scenario. Devon, with his ability to move and communicate skillfully between the layers of power, could be the important link connecting Barbara's return with the hidden conspiracies that were gradually being revealed. His appearance before or alongside Barbara may have been a strategy to distract attention, leaving the Dupree clan unable to determine who the real threat was. If Devon was behind it, his motives may have involved more than money or power, but also an old debt or a personal grudge the family had once incurred. Barbara, in addition to the secret of her illegitimate child who could completely change the inheritance structure, may also have evidence of a past crime that the Dupree clan has tried to bury. It could be an assassination disguised as an accident, a transnational money laundering operation, or an illegal contract that helped them build their current empire. Such evidence, if released in time, could expose one or more of the family's most important members to criminal prosecution, losing all the privileges and prestige they have held for so long. The danger was that Barbara did not have to come out immediately. Merely implying that she had them was enough to create bargaining power, divide the group, and force each person to reveal their own weaknesses in order to silence her. If Devon was indeed involved, he could be playing a double game, using Barbara as a pawn to break Dupree's defenses, while he watched from the shadows, gathered information, and waited for the moment to strike. The chaos Barbara created would then serve not only to further her own personal secrets, but also to serve as the opening salvo in a complete redistribution of power at Fairmont Crest, where every relationship could be betrayed and every alliance could collapse overnight. The door slowly opened, and the air in the room suddenly became thick. Leslie stood there, staring at the woman before her. The face, though aged and gaunt, could not hide its familiarity. The sharp lines of a bygone era, the deep, haunting eyes, the faint scars that remained a testament to a past that could never be forgotten. The woman looked at Leslie, her eyes sparkling with recognition, and said the words that stunned Leslie. "Oh my God, my darling." No, it was the moment Leslie's world was turned upside down. Years that seemed to have ended, vague memories of her dead mother suddenly returned in a mysterious and undeniable form. This couldn't be a coincidence. Couldn't be. Barbara, if she was her, had been dead for a long time, in an accident that everyone believed was beyond their control. But this woman, she couldn't be anyone else but Barbara. And the big question was, why was she showing up at this exact moment? Doubts began to creep into Leslie's mind. Was Barbara's return an elaborate hoax, a painstaking revenge scheme, and was Devon the one behind it all? Devon, with his cold and calculating nature, may have realized that the Dupree family was experiencing irreparable cracks, and now was a golden opportunity to take advantage of Barbara, even creating a wave of turmoil strong enough to seize power. The truth about Barbara is not only in the secret of her illegitimate child that she has carried with her for many years. She, like the missing piece in the chaotic picture of the Dupree family, is now the character that can expose all the secrets of this family. But the more dangerous thing, what no one can predict, is that she may also carry evidence that can collapse the entire empire that the Dupree family has worked so hard to build for decades. These secrets are not simply extramarital affairs or tax evasion. They may be dark deals that, if exposed, will put one or more family members in jail. The crime that Barbara may know is not just an old story buried but a dark past. Maybe an assassination disguised as an accident. Someone in the family, perhaps Vernon, who has kept deep secrets about the past, or Anita, who thought she had a firm grip on power, will be brought to light. And if Barbara really does have this evidence, will she force the family to face the truth they have been running from for so many years? These thoughts begin to swirl in Leslie's head. She cannot resolve all these doubts on her own. If Barbara is really using Devon to destroy the family, she must understand his motives better. How could Devon be linked to someone the family believed dead? And could Barbara's return signal an unprecedented power struggle within the Dupree family? Barbara's presence becomes increasingly important in the bigger picture. Behind that aging face are dark secrets, not only about her illegitimate child but also possibly an unsolved case. Every step Barbara takes now is not just to restore her own honor, but to tear apart everything the Dupree family has built. Does Vernon, the man who has always been steadfast in his power, know that he is not only facing Barbara, but also a crime that he himself may have committed? If so, will he be able to maintain his composure and power, or will he be drawn into a battle where he will be judged? This makes Leslie even more worried, because she does not know if she still belongs to this family. Her love and loyalty to the family will be tested. And if she really has the power to destroy this family, whose side will Leslie stand on? To protect the family or to help the mother, whom she has never known and who now stands at her door, threatening to expose everything she has ever known? Barbara not only carries the past, but also the power to change everything. And in this chessboard of power, every piece will pay a heavy price.